Sure, you can say we bleed the same blood, but not really. Because everything is just different on a molecular level. So it's like, I can't take this information and fully apply it to me. I can't eat the way you eat. I can't breathe the way you breathe. Like, I have to make sure that what I'm doing is specific to me, my DNA, my ancestry, my healing, my wellness.
Hello.
They don't push wellness on people who don't care about their health. And it's not that our community doesn't care. It's just that, again, like the lack of access, not feeling safe, there's all this misinformation. If anything, these corporations are putting like things that go against our health in front of us, like a McDonald's on every corner, or, you know, things like that, because they know, you know, right now we're focused on survival. For some reason, we think vegan and healthy is like synonymous, and that is not the case. So a lot of times they'll just play on words, play on emotions, and there's no real health education at the end of it all. It's really just like products, buy the products. You know, we're selling fear, we're selling misinformation, and then it's like, just buy the products and it'll solve the problem. But ultimately it goes against our health and wellness.
Welcome to the Informed Choice Podcast, where natural healing meets practical truth. I'm Annie, the Naija Goddess, and this is where we simplify holistic wellness so you can stop guessing and start healing. Today's guest is someone who doesn't just talk about holistic wellness, she curates it. Renee Reid is the visionary behind the Melanated Wholistic Wellness Fair, a growing movement that brings together practitioners, vendors, and community members committed to natural healing, spiritual alignment, and radical self-care. With a background in digital marketing and community organizing, Renee has a rare gift for creating spaces that are both transformative and inclusive. Through her work, she's helped countless small businesses reach new audiences and has shown that wellness isn't just what you buy, it's a lifestyle you live together. Whether she's building an event from the ground up or helping healers tell their story online, Renee is reshaping how we assess holistic health. She believes community is medicine and digital platforms are today's village. Welcome to the show, Renee.
Thanks.
I'm so glad
It's so good to be here.
I'm so glad
That's
you're here.
A beautiful introduction.
That's just skimming the surface, as you all will find out today. Well, we're just go ahead and jump into it, okay?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, when someone asks you what you do, how do you describe your work at the intersection of wellness and digital marketing?
So, great question. Number one. It's like marketing opens the door to get more people to learn more about the events going on. And ultimately, it doesn't matter what kind of event you're doing. If you don't have the visibility needed, then you can have a great event, but it doesn't hit the way it needs to because you don't have the right people there. Or you don't have, right. So the beauty of marketing, because I've been doing this since 2017, is I've learned how to kind of curate different audiences so that I can get them to come to the wellness fair. So like, for example, I could think of like a music artist, a book, a food you like to eat, and an activity that you like to do. Put all of that in an audience parameter, like on Facebook or Instagram, and then send it out to people like in a certain age group within a certain location. So it's like, okay, now I got all these people between this age interested in these things in the Charlotte area. And I know if you like this, and this, then you're definitely going to enjoy the Melanated Holistic Wellness Fair.
Okay.
So that's how they kind of like meet. And I didn't even think about the impact and how important it was when I first got started. Because when I started the event, it was just like, I need people to learn more about health. Like, it's changed my life. It's changed my family's life. And it's like, it can change so many people. So it just became a thing.
That sounds right. Well, what was the moment you realized wellness as it is usually offered was not working and that you needed to create something different for a different kind of experience?
I feel like, number one, we have to start with the fact that our community has been misinformed for a long time about what health is, what it looks like, what it doesn't look like, and all the things. So it's like, initially, my journey started off as a weight loss journey because I was 240 at my heaviest in like 2014. And just from there, it opened up the door to this like whole spiritual awakening that kind of turned into like a holistic health and wellness journey. And during this journey, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And now I didn't think about anything outside of her healing. So from there, I ended up finding a holistic health and herbal shop called Sacred Roots in Charleston. Got her on like an herbal regimen, changed her diet, and she, still incorporated allopathic medicine because I can't tell my mama what to do. But ultimately she healed in a very short amount of time. I personally feel like it was a short amount of time. It was August 2017 was her diagnosis, and by I want to say like April 2018, she was ringing the bell. So again, it's just like everything that I've learned on this journey, it's like it's changed my mind, my body, my life, my perspective on everything. So it's like, how do I get the same information I've learned from so many different amazing teachers to the masses? So it's like just create an event.
So I understand. So when you started, it was more of like a vanity thing for a weight loss.
Definitely.
And then it turned into a serious thing when you heard about your mother.
Yeah.
And then that's when the actual studying began, when you actually learned about what is actually healing to the body.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the beauty is when she was diagnosed, and like I said, I got introduced to Sacred Roots. When COVID happened, I was living in Myrtle Beach at the time, but when COVID happened, I moved back to Moncks Corner. And
for the people, Moncks Corner, where is that?
The big city of Moncks Corner, first of all, big city of Moncks Corner, right outside of Charleston, South Carolina. And at the time, Sacred Roots was also in Charleston. And I kind of popped up like, hey, more people need to know you guys exist. Like the healing that my mom experienced. And, now this is somewhere that I shop personally. And I saw that they were, looking for help. And I'm like, well, I'm not an herbalist, but I'm a marketer, so I can figure something out over here. But while I was there, I became a student because now I'm helping put together the Holistic Academy. And now I'm really in it. Now I'm learning these different herbs and these diseases and ailments, and I'm working directly with the community and people coming in and getting off their meds. And it's just like, it just opened up this whole world. And I'm like, if only we knew. It's literally just the education. And that's one thing that with the wellness fair, like that's the main purpose is education, information, having a good time, of course, making connections, like, you will meet new people and the vibes is just different. It kind of feels like a family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it's like we are gathering in the name of health and wellness for us.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to touch on that some more. Well, before you start the fair, what was your own experience with wellness spaces and wellness marketing like?
I need some good questions. So it wasn't as inclusive as I wanted it to be.
Okay.
And the thing about it is these wellness fairs and spaces and events and conferences, I'm not going to say the information is dated. I'm just going to say the information isn't solely about us. Like for the most part, the averages about height, weight, this, that, it's not for us fully. So, and I'm trying to be careful with my words and I don't want nobody running out. But yeah, ultimately, it's like, no, this is the weight and the height of somebody who looks like this, not someone who looks like me. Like, sure, you can say we bleed the same blood, but not really. Because everything is just different on a molecular level. So it's like, I can't take this information and fully apply it to me. I can't eat the way you eat. I can't breathe the way you breathe. Like I have to make sure that what I'm doing is specific to me, my DNA, my ancestry, my healing, my wellness.
Hello.
So it created this, idea where it's like, I wish I could attend these spaces and there be information that is specifically for me. And that just really wasn't the case. So, I mean, you get like a general idea of health and, the food guide pyramid and all this stuff. But it's like, ultimately, I'm just like, I want to do what I know, number one, feels good, is going to work. And it doesn't go against my, I guess, DNA or ancestry in a sense. So I know I can't eat like a savage. I'm not supposed to eat like.
Well, let's touch on that, unpack that a little bit. So what does that mean for you? Like, how did you come to know that? How did you know that so intrinsically? And how do you eat, and the way you're eating now, how are you comparing it to what you're saying you can't and won't do?
Okay. So number one, once you start doing something, I don't care what statistics say. I don't care what this, that, you, him, her. If I'm doing it and it's changing me for the better, my skin is glowing, my cycles are, they're cool.
Yeah.
It's not like a heavy, like, it's not a PMS. It's not a debilitating pain. Like, I heal faster. It's like my body responds to everything better. It's like I can enjoy life more just by switching up how I eat. I grew up the most corner. Okay. My grandfather used to put the hog on the smoker. Like that, I have memories of things of the sort. Like, sausage, biscuits, bacon, just all the things. Like, I was also 240 in middle school. So I was always, taller and heavier, like, for the majority of my life. So, but I also can remember, like, how it was affecting me. So the last thing that happened before I even started this weight loss journey was I was on the verge of having to be on hypertension medication. I was like 22. And I'm like, I don't think this is right. So, but the doctors will convince you, like, oh, it's no big deal. Like,
you on a low dosage.
Just a little bit, just a little blood thinner. It's not going to hurt nobody. But in my mind, I'm like, shouldn't you be like, but it's not on you to tell me how to eat. It's on me to learn how to eat from my body and then go from there.
Well, also doctors are not trained about nutrition as a whole. Like in their 12 years of study, it's like only one course required throughout the whole nation. So some might take it further on their own, but they don't know about actual nutrition.
And that's a common theme I hear among doctors as well. Because like I said, working at Sacred Roots, there was a lot of doctors that would come in and kind of like challenge what was going on. But Ket, the herbalist and the store owner there, he would always have some like information right back, go toe to toe with you. So ultimately, it's like you have admitted that y'all don't study nutrition, and nutrition is so important when it comes to your health and wellness. You consume food every single day. You have to think that if I keep eating this 5 years from now, I can't say that, oh, I'm on high blood pressure medication because I was, it runs in my family.
Lord.
It's like these poor habits run in the family, and, there's the way of eating and then this way of thinking and then stressing out and then So it's like we got to return back to health and return back to being whole. And that's even why I put the W before the holistic in the name, because it's like I want y'all to always remember, like, holistic is about the whole self. Yes.
So excellent. Okay. I'm okay. So much to go into on that, but we'll keep it moving. From your marketer's eye, when you scroll your feed today, what do you notice in wellness ads or posts that make you think this is hype and not real health?
Hype and not real health. A lot of times it's like the aesthetics of it. It's like just because something looks a certain type of way doesn't mean that it's really what you think it is. So, you have a lot of these people selling detox kits and this and that. And then it's like, this is why I'm such a big, advocate for reading.
Reading is fundamental.
Reading often. I go in the grocery store and I'm because I'm gonna take my time and see what it is I'm about to consume. And again, I've seen online where people are selling like detox kits, and you go and you look at the ingredients and it's Centerleaf. And it's like, okay, this is a laxative. This isn't necessarily a detox, but ultimately it's like, it's like people don't take the time to really like study and like do the work, because holistic health as a whole, it's not, a lot of things in it aren't federally accredited. So you can take a 2-week course and then start calling yourself an herbalist.
As a certified herbalist, that drives me crazy, because that's 2.5 years of studying that just for that program. But you don't even you can call yourself an herbalist and not even take a class. You can just
You can just start saying
same thing as a chef. You don't have to go to culinary school to call yourself a chef.
Right.
You don't have to have. So yeah, it's very loose.
So it's like you got to do your due diligence. So online, you see these people selling different herbal classes and make your own woo woo. But then it's like, where are the receipts? Where are the testimonies? Like, I want to know like real knowledge, because for me, again, starting off I call it my spiritual awakening, because this was in 2017. And I think it started off as like a lot of people when they saw Hidden Colors. And it was like, I've always kind of questioned a lot of this stuff, but now I'm going to just take it and go deeper, because I'm just not one to just take something face value and just go from there. I'm a researcher. I love to read. I will go down a rabbit hole for weeks before I get like, where I feel good, where I'm like, okay, now I feel good about making a decision about this because I've done my due diligence. So when you go online and then you see people selling these things and whatever the case may be, it's like sometimes their life isn't reflective of the things that they are pushing to people. So yeah, it's like from that marketer perspective or marketer's eye, it's easy to get in the psyche of someone's mind and kind of become mesmerizing and tap into people's emotions, because it's easy to sell to someone emotional. That's why us as a whole, you can get us riled up. You can get us sad, mad, angry, just off of some stuff online. So you go online and then you see these people that's selling something because they're now tapping into your emotions. But it's like, you got to, again, just do your due diligence.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I so agree. Okay, well, for a viewer or listener who has bought powders, programs, gadgets, and still doesn't feel better, what are some common marketing tactics that might have pulled them in?
Oh, feel better today. Buy this green powder. You'll get all this energy. You don't got to change the way you eat. You just got to add this into your regimen. Like, everything is such a play on words. It's like I can't even like look at certain things the same thing or watch, things the way I used to, because I'm like, that's a setup. That's a strategy right there. So it's like now you have all this stuff, and sure, you might even get some results. But ultimately, it's like, but do you feel whole? Like, are you happy with yourself? Like, did you meditate today? Did you pray? Did you, do you like who you are? Do you look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm beautiful, like, regardless? So a lot of times, like, because this popcorn society, we want stuff fast. We want results fast. I even found myself looking at L-glutamine the other day, like, well, do I need this? But it's like,
It's very important, amino
it is. Yeah. But it's like the synthesized version of it. It's like, okay, how can I get this naturally? Instead of trying to just buy something that someone just put together that's not even regulated. And even if it is regulated, it's like that side-eye worthy too.
It's very side-eye.
It's like turn to nature. Let me just stick with what I know.
How do wellness brands typically speak to historically underserved communities, and where do you see the messaging missing the mark?
I don't really know if wellness brands speak to underserved communities. I feel like they know certain communities are in survival mode, so they kind of glaze over them in a sense. Like they don't push wellness on people who don't care about their health. And it's not that our community doesn't care. It's just that, again, like the lack of access, not feeling safe, all this misinformation. If anything, these corporations are putting like things that go against our health in front of us, like a McDonald's on every corner, or, things like that, because they know, right now we're focused on survival. So I don't, and for wellness companies that do, I feel like when they do try to push something like on our community, they'll do it like, maybe for example, like making a candy bar vegan. And it's like, okay,
all the refined sugars, and
for some reason we think vegan and healthy is like synonymous, and that's not the case.
Neither.
So a lot of times they'll just play on words, play on emotions, and there's no real health education at the end of it all. It's really just like products, buy the products. We're selling fear, we're selling misinformation, and then it's like, just buy the products and it'll solve the problem. But ultimately it goes against our health and wellness.
I think in our society today, particularly within the United States, it's about shit, I just forgot. I'm sorry. I look at you. I look at your comment. That's distracting.
ADHD without telling me? Because you saw it through a blank for a moment.
Yeah,
I was like, they're selling fear and
oh God. Well, I'm gonna move on. Look, I had a good point, but it escaped.
Okay.
It'll
come back. It always comes back. It might be tonight, but it'll come back.
Lord help me. Oh gosh. Okay. Next question. Hold on, I got it. Okay. No, it was not speaking for that. Okay. All right. Well, when you design your fair, what did you deliberately do differently from a typical health expo so people will feel cared for instead of just sold to?
Oh, good question. I was super intentional about the workshops because I want to always make sure that we have. Do you remember like those old YouTube videos with like all the master teachers and they're sitting in lectures for like 8 hours? Like I wanted that element, but I understand my
Scaled it down.
Listen, the attention span is it's slowly just shrinking more and more. But at the same time, it's like the people that come to these events, like they yearn for not only connection, but for information. So when I'm designing, the event and being intentional about the different workshops we have in place, it's like I want to make sure we have movement. I want to make sure we have mindfulness. I want to make sure we have the educational piece. And then I also want to make sure we have that empowerment piece. Like the most recent fair we had was the first time I was playing with different things. I'm testing stuff out. But it was the first time we did not have an elder as our keynote. And I'll never do that again because it was missing. And yes, the wellness fair, it's a conference, it's an event, it's all these things. But over everything, it's a community gathering. And I didn't grow up with like grandparents, prevalent in my life. So at these events, I want to always make sure we have the elders there to give us that wisdom. Because listen,
so important.
It changes so much. We had Anthony Browder, we had Ashwa Kwesi, and when they come and they do these presentations and these lectures, you just walk out feeling like I'm educated, I've learned things, and I feel so much more empowered.
Dang, I miss Anthony Browder because I want to go on the Egypt trip with him.
Don't worry,
because he's coming back.
Listen,
yes.
Listen. Like I said, I'll never do that again.
Need you on the show, Anthony.
Need you now.
Need you on the show,
Uncle Tony.
Come on, Tony. You and your daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Shout out to Atlantis. I think that's her name.
Yep. Atlantis.
But yeah. So I was super adamant about like we have to have that wisdom there. Like we can have people from all ages, yes, but we got to have the elders there because I don't want the information that they spent their entire lives like gaining to just go to waste. Like I want us to be able to have that as well. So
it is critical because that's a whole component that it's dying away.
It is
not being captured in this Instagram society that we're
in. It's like just because these people don't have 1 million followers on Instagram does not negate the information and the value that they bring. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
They've been doing this. Like the people that have these million,
he was digging the dirt for real.
There it is excavations.
We don't have to read about it. They did it.
They found it.
Yeah,
they saw us.
Yeah,
they got pictures.
Yeah,
and they can come tell us their stories
live.
Okay.
Yeah,
get me started.
Well, I like that you noticed that there was a gap not having it.
Okay. Yeah, and I felt it. But again, like I've maintained all of these wellness events like. And I say by myself loosely, it's just been me, like operations and the marketing and the design and vendor relations and everything. So just this last event was the first time where I was able to like relinquish some control. And I've been operating as, the organization, like as a business, but not necessarily like as the nonprofit. So now it's like, okay, now I have my board members. Like now I have people who can help. And now I just have to remind myself, a big Leo energy, be open to receive the help.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to ask for it. And I didn't realize, like, once I asked for it and then I get it, it's like, hold up, y'all, my baby, y'all don't touch it. Like, But again, it's like, okay, let me try some new things and be open. Let's have a DJ. Let's make it a community. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do more. And then it's like, now I can take that as data. Like, you know, all I was doing was just collecting data. And now it's like, okay, I want to keep this. This got to go. This got to come back. So, yeah.
It's so great that you're so intentional about that.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make it more meaningful to more people that come out, and it's going to actually help it grow and scale.
Yeah.
That type of attention to detail and collecting the data. Yeah, that's so important.
Very important. Early this year too.
Okay.
Because it's like December it's already 2026.
It really is.
Got 6 months. Like,
well, this will be airing the first Monday in January. I think that's January 5th.
6 months.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if we treat your fair as a case study, what are the key elements you think any wellness experience should include so people feel seen, respected, and safe?
Number one, okay, so let me just go back some. When I first did the event, I did it at the North Charleston Athletic Center in Charleston, South Carolina. And I realized it was very vendor focused. So vendors had some space. That yeah. Like, we had the speakers, you know, we had attendees, and it was different experiences. But I focused a lot of my energy on making sure the vendors was good, because I just want to make sure everybody making their money. But the space it was in, it was not great for a speaker. It's the acoustics in the gym just isn't. It's not. And then you got the vendors in the background, you know, having transactions, and here I am like, shh. Hey, can y'all? So then after a while, I gotta walk to each booth, and I'm like, can you tone it down a little bit because we have the speaker on? So I'm like, okay. Next. So the next event was, you know, it ended up being more speaker focused, because now we have it more in a more quieter space. But I dropped the ball in parking, because I did it at, I'm not going to say where I did it at, but if you was there, then you know it was uptown, and parking was awful. And I'm new to Charlotte. I didn't know. Nobody told me. So I realized it was not attendee focused. So it's like, okay, let me pull back. So then the next one, it's like, okay, now we're at Johnson C. Smith. We got parking, kind of. We got the space, kind of. We got the space, so speakers can have, you know, that element where they have the projectors and the microphones, and people are auditorium style and classroom settings. And each event, it just keeps, it's just a new lesson, like, that's always learned with it. So I just want to make sure that I don't get away from the health and wellness of it, but I want to make sure I'm always inclusive to the people who I'm serving or who we're serving for these events.
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, you hit on half of it. How do you make the people feel seen, respected, and safe?
Oh, right. Because a lot of people. Right. So again, vendors, attendees, the volunteers, the speakers. This year was the first time we sent feedback forms out to everybody. And Chris, who's who's behind operations, shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Veganomics 101.
Shout out to Veganomics 101. Okay. Big chef. Delicious. Anyways, the food. Anyways, so it was hard because he's like, gotta send feedback forms out. And I'm like, well, everybody loved it. I don't need it. But he's like, no, like, you have to get real, you know, critiques back, because how are you supposed to make it better if you're not giving people the spotlight to let you know how their experience was? And while I know you can't please everybody, but even like, we just recently opened up vendor applications. Over 50% of the vendors who have been at previous events have reapplied. So it's like, okay, now I'm reading the feedback. It's like, don't have the bodies here. Like, don't have the speaker here. Don't have this here. Don't, you know, we enjoyed this. We didn't enjoy this. And one thing that's a common theme that everybody complains about at every single fair is, well, I was in this class, but I wanted to go here. And it's like, I'm not changing that. I'm so sorry. Bring more friends, take notes, everybody come together at the end of the event and talk about everything, because it has to be staggered. Like, I can't, it's a fair. You know, even when you go to like a regular fair and it's these rides, you got to wait on this ride because you can't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still trying to figure out how to like more effectively get people to experience everything they want to experience. But at the same time, it's like, you got to choose. It's like, I'm sorry comedic yoga is going on while the Alter 101 workshop is going on. Like, and then the diabetes one is like right behind. I'm sorry.
As it grows and scales, you'll probably be able to have 2 and 3 sessions of the same class.
Yeah.
So that people can choose. But again, that's not top of the list priority.
But again, like you said, because the very first fair, it was like, I had like 10 workshops. And the fair was from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So bam, bam, bam.
It was bam, bam, bam. This one ran over. These people late. This one's over here. People trickling in on this one. And it's like, I know we'll eventually like get the structure together. And I think the only solution is to make it a 2-day event, which that's in the works. But yeah, making sure like I'm number one, open to receiving feedback, whether it's good, bad, you know what I'm saying? It helps me hear everybody else.
It does.
Yeah. So
no, that's a good next step, because even if it might sting a little, it's hard for the better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a couple, oh my gosh, I remember this one, and I'm so glad we actually did this, because a lady who attended, her daughter just passed. Like, she just transitioned, and she was young, her daughter. And she said she came to the event and she was just like, she doesn't know where her life was going to go. But the event helped her feel better about everything going on. You know, I believe she ended up going to an altar work class. And there's nothing wrong with setting up something to venerate the people who you've lost, and set it up and do it strategically. And just her feedback was just like, oh, I can start crying now just thinking about it. Because it's like, the event did that. Like, I'm grateful. Like, this is why we're going to keep doing it, because you never know what people are going through. So yeah, you might got some people who's like, I'm never coming back here again. And it's like, okay, well, fine. But at the same time, it's like those people who it actually is life-changing for them. That's why I'm not going to stop.
You can never please everybody, and everybody's not your audience, so it's okay.
Absolutely. Move around, and I say that with love.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, some of our viewers and listeners may be on a budget, some of them. Mm-hmm. What are 3 questions you wish they would ask themselves before spending money on any wellness product, program, or event?
Ooh, 3 questions. The first one that came to mind is, what can I do instead? And that was like one of the first things like I learned was, okay, instead of buying this white rice that has little to absolutely no nutritional value to it,
the white rice.
Listen, it's like, what can I do instead? What can I substitute instead? And it's like, okay, let me get some quinoa. Or, you know, let me...
millet or sorghum.
You know what I'm saying? It's so much. Let me find grain. Right. Black rice. Like something. Versus this. So number one, it's like, you're not spending more. You're just shifting. Well, I guess it depends, because some things could be a little pricey, but isn't it not worth it?
It's an investment.
The second question is like, did you check in with yourself today? Like, because I'm not a mom, but I can only imagine like how it is to have so much going on around you, so many different responsibilities and lives to care for, and you forget about you. It's like, you didn't check in with yourself. Did you move today? Did you get some physical activity in? Did you eat some fruit? Did you drink some water? Are you dehydrated?
The basics.
Like, you know, like check in with yourself. Like ask yourself, like, how am I? And if I'm not okay, what am I missing? And I think the third question, because this is all about like how to change your health and wellness, is what can I change that I saw my family do that I don't want to repeat and I don't want to experience? And I think some things we feel like is inevitable, so we just automatically just give up.
Succumb to it.
Yeah. Like, this person had this person, I was bound to have it. But ultimately, it's like, how can I, because that's what really generational, like, cycle breaking is. Like, break the cycle of poor health and not putting yourself first. And, you know, release that victim mindset where it's like, well, this is just how it is. It's like, no, this is what you choose to do. So just decide to make a better choice today. And that can literally just be, drink some spring water. Just drink some more water. And it's the simple things. Like, you know what? Maybe my Aunt Dot did not have a she had to suffer. Like, maybe she wouldn't have had to suffer if she just would have been more hydrated and if she just would have put down the Debbie pies. Because for some reason in my family, Debbie pies was like a thing. And then
what is a
Debbie pies? Like, little Debbie pie is a little white girl on the box, and it's a bunch of like snacks inside. Yeah, I little Debbie's, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that could be zebra cakes, star crunch, oatmeal pies, all these different. I think so.
I heard that from like elementary school.
Yeah, me too. And that's exactly why I was 240 in 6th grade. Because I would just go crazy because I would see my mom eating oatmeal pies, and it's like, well, I want a zebra cake, I want a star crunch, I want a honey bun. Oh,
zebra cakes and star crunch.
Zebra cakes was my kryptonite. I'm not gonna hold you. And the oatmeal cream pies, yes. All of the things. Yeah. But at the same time, it kind of goes back to question 1, where it's like, how can I still enjoy these things, but not have them specifically? Like, I'll make my own.
Make your own.
Make your own.
Make your own.
Yeah. Then you can clock the ingredients, how much sugar is in it.
Yes.
You don't got to worry about it having diglyceride monosulfate aluminum foil or whatever else is in it.
Melanated oils.
You know, things that just sludge up your whole system.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those would be.
Yeah, I think you knocked it out the park. Okay, well, could you walk us through how you will break down a typical wellness ad step by step so the viewer or listener can decide very quickly if it's worth their time and attention?
Ooh, hold on. Say that again. I'm going to enjoy this.
Walk us through how you will break down a typical wellness ad step by step so that the viewer or listener can very quickly decide if it's worth their time and attention.
Okay, so number 1, when it comes to the ad creative, which is going to be either a still photo, text, a video. In my experience, videos convert the best. So when I'm setting up an ad, let's just say, let me figure out what type of campaign it is first. Matter of fact, let's start there.
Let's start there.
Like, is it an awareness campaign? Is this a lead generation campaign? Is this engagement? Like, is it conversion, sales? Like, what's my goal here for running this ad? So once I figure out what the goal is, so let's say we'll go with an awareness campaign. So I just want people to know about the wellness fair. I don't want y'all to go to the website. Actually, I do. But I don't need y'all to go to the website. I don't need y'all to go to Eventbrite to look at the tickets. I don't need y'all to do anything but just become aware of what it is that's going on in Charlotte. So how I would set that up is if you're in your Meta back office, you can do an engagement campaign. Or I just like to do traffic because I like to check for clicks because I just want to see what y'all doing when y'all see this ad. So let's say I called an awareness campaign, but I set it up as a traffic ad. And now I want to target people. Let's say I got 6 months out for the event. If people have enough time, they'll travel. We've had people travel from Arizona, from all over to come to the wellness fair. So I might start off with a national campaign. So now it's everywhere in America. The whole United States. Matter of fact, United States, not America. But now it's everywhere. So I'm running this ad. I have my target audience, which is, a certain age, people who are into, let's say, like Erykah Badu, people who are plant-based, people who also have a tie to some sort of African culture. And then let's also say people who have a habit of attending events or attending fairs and festivals. Now this is my audience parameters, and I narrowed it down so it makes sense so that whenever I send it out, it just goes to those people specifically. So for me personally, if I'm doing a national campaign, I'll probably have anywhere from like 300,000 to like 800,000 people, because I don't really like to tap into the millions because I just don't like when it's too broad. But let's just say this is my the audience number. So now we send it all out, and with the ad creative, I'm going to go with the video because I want people to see the experience before they know exactly what's going on.
Right.
So now you see people over here doing yoga. You see the sound bowl over here. You see people in this classroom style setup, and they're learning something. You see people laughing and dancing and having a good time. And it's like we're casting the net. Like, that's really what it is. We just put it out there. And if you're interested in what you're seeing, then you'll engage with
You'll
this.
engage.
And it doesn't matter if you follow, it don't matter if you anything. If you did anything on this post, if you looked at it for 10 seconds, I got you now.
Mm-hmm.
I can retarget you specifically. Because you might have been in a rush. You might have saw it and like, oh, that looks like fun. And you just kept going.
That's when you pause.
Exactly. So now it's like I'm collecting data. Like it's all about collecting data in like that first regard. So let's say I have this ad running for 30 days. Now I see my top spots are Texas, New York, California, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and Florida. So now I'm going to update my ad to just put those top spaces in there because that's what got the most engagement by state. So now I'm going to just keep going from there. And then eventually I'm going to hone it down to the city. I'm going to hone it down into like who has a certain purchase behavior. Because if you purchase stuff online and you like attending events and you like this musical artist and you like this type of food, you'll definitely want to be to this wellness fair event. So... and then I just keep it going from there. The only issue is your budget. It's like if I had the last job I had, I think I had a budget of $30,000 as their marketing director. And now it's like I work with what comes in. So it's never like fully like out of pocket. It's like, okay, ticket sales are coming in, vendor fees are coming in. Now we're going to reallocate that into marketing. So the bigger it grows, the bigger the budget grows, which is why I'm not like in a rush to just, blow up because I already know it is. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just taking my time with it. But yeah, you have to be smart with how you set up your budget. You can run ads for $2.50 a day. You might not reach a lot of people, but you're going to reach more people that didn't know you existed. So anybody who thinks like there's no value into like, the digital marketing side of things, you just been misinformed.
So that's the view from the behind the scenes. So when the viewer is coming on, what are they looking for when they see the ad? It just what I think I hear you saying is for them to know if it's worth their time or not. It should speak to their essence.
Absolutely.
And if it's in a well targeted ad, if it speaks to your essence, it could be good for you. But then based on the other answers you answered previously, look for those red flags.
Yeah.
And then you'll know, okay, this is just hype and you're just selling product.
Right. Okay. I see. So you're asking from like the other side of it. So
what you just said was super helpful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Y'all some free game. But yes, on the other side of it, it's like if I'm looking at something, because number one, the reason why you see specific posts is because you're that person's audience. Like they set you up to see their ad. So if I'm looking at a sponsored post, automatically I'm like, okay, I know I looked at something, marketing something, and y'all put this in front of me because I fall into this parameter now. So for me, and for anyone who is looking at like, certain events, it's like that first line before you click see more and everything else like generates, what is that first line saying? Because I know for me, it's like whenever I'm setting up an ad, I kind of want to speak to people in a sense of like, join us for this type of celebration. Like, this is a celebration. Like, yeah, this is a wellness fair, conference, whatever, but it's also a celebration of us and us coming together. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is like the community element, because it's like people want to connect with people and people want that real time with people as well. And they also want to learn and they want to eat good and they want to feel good and they want to hear good music and just be in a good space. So it's like when I'm creating the video, it's like I'm trying to make sure all of that is also shown in 30 seconds.
So that's your ideal person sees it and feels like they were speaking to me.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what gets people. It's like, okay, my family is like this. Like, because I know sometimes in the caption I'll put like, if you're tired of hearing about different preventable diseases that your family, has experienced, like, come get this information. And I probably wouldn't say it like that, but that's what it would like speak to. So a lot of times people are like, okay, yeah, my family did go through this, or you know what, I am personally going through something like this and I am looking for a community like this. And also what I'm noticing with Charlotte is Charlotte likes experiences. Like, yeah, they like, the mimosas and the brunches and all that. But the experience as well is what people are like looking for, to like feel like I left with tools and resources and people and we didn't have people have whole relationships after, coming to the wellness fair. So it's like, I make sure like we're speaking to all of that, but doing it in an ethical way, because it's like, I'm not going to say, I don't care if you do come or if you don't come, but I'm not going to like trick you into coming either.
Right.
Or like lie to you and say like, this is what's going to happen, or your life is going to be, well, I do sometimes say your life is going to be changed, because it is life changing. But I stick with the things that I know and that I can prove, instead of just like the hype about it, just to get someone to click on the ad.
Which makes it far more authentic.
Right. Because I don't like clickbait. Like, you go on some people's stuff and then you'll see a video that has absolutely nothing to do with what they're saying, just because they know people's attention span. The video's on mute. They can't even hear what's being said. They just watching something happen, So it's like, I don't ever want to get people off some clickbait stuff. I want genuine, people in this audience to come because this is what you need and this is what you want to experience.
Right.
Not because I got, I don't like clickbait.
For anti-clickbait.
Right. Okay.
Okay, well, this is going to tie into what you kind of just said. So in your experience, what are some of the red flags in the wellness copy or the visuals that should make someone slow down before they click buy?
With no social proof is probably going to be one, because it's like, if I'm telling you.
For the listener, explain what social proof is.
Okay. So social proof is testimonies, reviews, proof. That's literally it. So if I'm telling you, drink this and you'll lose 50 pounds in a month. And it's like, now you done touched on people's emotions, because like, ooh, I want to lose 50 pounds. Then you touched on the urgency, because it's like, oh, I could do that in a month. And then it's like, okay, now you just need this product. Okay, bet. But number one, we got to be realistic. And number two, it's like,
they have AI now. They can pop up a show.
Or don't get me started on that. Because it's like, I'm so tired of people okay. I utilize AI, but I like to collaborate with it. I'm not going to straight copy it, but that's another topic for another moment. But yeah, ultimately it's like, if you see these claims are being made online, check out the stuff before you go straight into like investing your time and energy and money into it, because I'm not gonna, okay, Ozempic was like a whole, and now they're like, oh, it's got all these side effects now.
It always did.
So it's like, did we not do our research? Like, did you, but again, you were just so stuck on the results and the time frame of it. You didn't care about your health overall.
That's what I call in my practice vanity metrics. You do not want to pursue vanity metrics. So are you wanting to lose these 20 pounds because you just want to look even better in your bikini? Or is it for health? Those types of drugs, because like I said, I'm not 100% anti-pharmacology. They're there for a reason, as long as you're doing it with the guidance of a licensed professional, a licensed physician in this case. Because it eats away at your muscle. It has a lot of side effects, but if someone is morbidly obese and they cannot get themselves over that initial hump, using intermediary medications like that can help, but it's not for a lifetime. It's not a quick fix. And if you don't, at the end, they address the root cause and actually change what you're eating and drinking, or just swallowing, period, it's going to be the same problem. But now it's turned to this whole thing of vanity.
Yeah.
So you see people like, I just saw you 6 months ago, and then they miraculously have lost like 50 pounds, and you're like, what's up?
What's happening?
Oh, I've just been in the gym. Girl. Okay. Because you can see your muscle has atrophied. You can see it in the face. You can see in the mouth. There's a lot of indicators. And again, that's people's prerogative. But if you're going to take these, I really hate the word medication, because that's not the definition of medicine. But if you're going to take what they call medication, make sure you're doing it under a licensed healthcare team that understands the pros and cons, and that professional should actually be walking you through looking at doing like a DEXA scan of your muscle mass and your fat loss, and be tracking it, and then seeing that you're actually working out, doing strength training, that you're actually eating the proper diet, and if you're not, taking you off of it, because it has detrimental effects that we can have a whole other show about. So,
and the thing is, it's like, as fast as you lost it.
That part.
Because you didn't change anything.
That whole part.
Yeah, I'll tell you, boy, it's a lot.
And I think it's more rewarding as a person. Like I told you before, how I was nearly 400 pounds. I switched my diet, weight fell off, and I never, because culturally, it was never a big deal being overweight, as they see it here in the United States, being Nigerians, because either you were skinny or you were not. It was not too many like in betweens, or so I felt fine. I knew I looked.
Okay, come on.
I wasn't tripping. So I was just, like I said before, and I've said many, many times at this point, it was about I had absolutely no energy, and everything I ever accomplished in life was just through sheer willpower. And so now that I have done the lifestyle change and I have the eating right now, it's like now I'm adding that last component, which is fitness, because I never cared to exercise. But before, it's not that I didn't want to, I didn't have the energy to. And then I have these big tatas here. And so the pain
to get them now,
the wrestle them down and not bounce back on my face and get swollen and hurt. I was just like, this is too much. And I'm not trying to stress myself out. So now, wearing minimizers and wearing the things. So now because I stopped on one ad on Instagram, now every time I go on there, I'm seeing all these minimizers or hold your chest in place while you walk out things.
That's how it works.
Because they're targeting me.
Right.
Because it's important, because like when we go, like tomorrow is our body pump and body combat class, and you're jumping around, and I wear a double compressed thing because when I'm jumping and it bounces, it hurts, right? So it's like now just getting that fitness piece together and being like the total package for myself.
Right.
And it's like, it's not a vanity thing. Like I know that I'm doing the right things, and because it's a lifestyle,
right.
What's the vanity metrics?
Right.
Like I love myself along the entire journey, and I'm always kind to myself, and I always tell my patients, my clients, and students in class, be kind to yourself. Like make the decision and follow through the decision. And if you fall off a day, all's not lost. Get back on track.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I wish I had you growing up. I tell you, because okay, y'all, this is the second time we recorded this, because the first time I was bawling my eyes out. Luckily, it was on mute. But anyway, so because just thinking about everything you said, it's like, yes, like we can get super vain because we've just been taught like this is beauty, this is the standard, this is what you should, strive for whatever the reasons, versus just like, no, you are the way you are is just fine. Like I know I struggled for a long time with convincing myself that I was beautiful and not needing like that outside validation. And even now I've gained weight, but I've given myself like grace, because it's like, number one, I look good.
Oh, real good. Okay, real good.
Number one. But number two, it's like this is a lifestyle. This is a forever thing. I'm not like, it's like this is just a drop in the ocean. Okay, I'm 15 pounds heavier than I was when I first got here. Okay. And that's okay. And it's okay. And that's, like you said, like being kind to yourself, because I used to be so hard on myself. And even when I first started my weight loss journey, I lost weight in the worst way, like eating microwave dinners and just not taking care of myself. It's like, what was I lean cuisine? Why? Just, I didn't know any better. It was just like, okay, they said this is healthy. Let me do this. And then I'm going to go work out for like an hour straight on the elliptical and just burn as much calories as I can.
Not building any muscle.
When I tell you, I'll never forget when I first dropped my first 50 pounds. Actually, I just kept going. I went from 240 to like 155, and I'll never forget.
Quite thin, because we're both tall. We're both 5'10".
I'm 5'10", basically. I'm 9.5.
Yeah,
but yeah. So when I saw one of my friends who I hadn't seen like since I first lost weight, it was like, Renee, you look like a straw, and I was like, oh, I guess I do, because I lost all my curves. I'm going to show you the picture. It was like nothing. I just was ahead. It was just, I mean, so when you say, being kind to yourself, and this is a journey and this is a lifestyle, it's like, you have to remember that. So you can't be so stuck on, I didn't lose no weight this week. It's like, that's okay. Because as long as you're doing those things the daily habits, and if you have some chips, that's okay, Renee. Do better later on. Find a better alternative.
And that's why we say in like my cooking class, I always teach 80% or more are staples, 20% or less are indulgences, because it's a lifestyle. So it's not about perfection. So 20% or less of the time, if I choose to have like a couple times a year a Beyond Burger, which, then I might do that.
Right.
And if I choose to eat something that's with refined sugar because of whatever, because I was like,
the lower side.
Yeah, that's 20% or less. You're talking about like once a quarter, or something like that. Yeah, so that's what we always like to teach. And I think we touched on this last time. I jokingly say, I don't know about you all, but I haven't met too many other Nigerians that have low confidence.
Yeah,
that's like not our thing. Whether you're ugly or not, fat or not,
right,
short, tall, you look beautiful. Like that's not the thing. Like our thing is about being successful,
right,
in a financial sense and being an upstanding citizen. So that's where I guess American culture that I've realized, where I see particularly women really struggle with how they look, and I could never understand it.
So superficial.
Like, even when I was at my biggest, I was like, I still look good, but I still love myself.
Right.
Me saying I look good doesn't say that being obese is healthy and I'm cool with that. That's not what it's saying. It's saying, despite where I am on this spectrum, I love myself and I'm always beautiful to myself.
And that's not taught
in my culture. Yes. And then being here, I just couldn't relate.
I know.
I'm like, why are you and especially you look at somebody like her, you're like, why are you tripping? Like, you're gorgeous. Like, what is the issue? Like, get over yourself, right? But then you can say the same thing to me, like, well, Annie, you have 3 master's degrees. You're about to be a doctor, all this. And I'm like, but I haven't done this, and I'm not, and I don't have this, and I don't, and it's all because it's been embedded since you could, as soon as you could talk. Here's all the education you have to get. Like my dad, from time we could walk, he would tell me and my sister, I have my master's degree in electrical engineering, because he was an engineer for Tyco and Siemens.
Okay.
And so he was like, so that's the bar. That's the bare minimum. So as my children, you got to have your doctorate. So when I got my 3rd master's degree, and it's from a pretty fancy school, he was so not impressed. He so didn't care. So I never thought it was a big deal. So the very few people, and now the world knows that I have all this education, all these, I have X number of certification. I mean, I'm talking about big, like a master or my master black belt. And I got that from a big corporation, from Danaher Corporation. I'm a PMP, PGMP. I have a lot of like big deal certifications, Scrum Master, all these things. And where's your doctorate?
Not impressed.
Where's your doctorate?
I set the bar.
I'm waiting. And so I'm like, okay, Daddy. So, next May I will be Dr. Isan Edeki. But yeah, but it's like on me, because I never felt accomplished. And so, whereas here in the United States, if you just have a bachelor's degree, most people feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I ain't going back to school. I'm not doing it. I might get a little certification here and there, but I'm not. Sorry, I got so upset. See, thinking about homework.
How you just felt that? Yeah, I felt about
doing it.
About the vanity part. I was like,
right, because make it make sense, because we aren't taught, like, self-love is kind of like, depending on who you're talking to.
I'm talking about the culture in general, because it's not like everybody in the United States is raised up. Right. But in general, particularly with the ladies, the females, it's like, I always feel like, what? Like, what is the problem? This how you're born. You're beautiful, period. Whether you're not, you still are. Love yourself and know that you are not enough, more than enough, right? And always come from that fullness, so that no one can take that from you. But then we didn't apply that to the success side, right? Because that thing is sensitive to me. It's sensitive. I'm like, I don't ever talk about my educational pedigree. I don't talk about, and for me to even say this on this show is a big deal, because my husband will tell you, like, I don't discuss it. I don't discuss it. So it's a big deal. And it's like, once I made that connection, it was much later in life. I wasn't as empathetic. And this show wasn't super empathetic. And when I learned the culture more, I said, oh, this is not just these few people. This is like,
everybody.
Every city I lived in, it's like a thing.
But it's deeper than that, because it's like, you got to think about, why is it a thing? Because we were all for the most part, Black culture, we're taught to believe a certain thing, believe a certain way, don't question, you know what I'm saying? Don't question certain things, and just don't put too much on you. That's why it's like self-love is kind of like a taboo thing. Like telling yourself like you're beautiful is strange in some situations because it's like that goes against a lot of people's like upbringing and teaching.
It was just crazy. And I think because I'm about to become a doctor and one of the things I focus in on is reproductive health, us being on this planet, the trials and tribulations that sperm had to go through to meet that egg and for us to be here, it is such an amazing thing. Like, you made it earthside. It's a big deal. And so you beat trillions. You literally beat trillions.
Right.
And that's a celebration in itself. So for you to be here, you are absolutely beautiful. You are absolutely more than enough. And you are supposed to be here. And you need to love that you're here and do everything you can to make the best of what you can while you're here. And that's it. It intensified that belief in me, learning how the human body works, how our bodies are designed to heal naturally. Hence why I did this podcast, because it's not about taking a pill for the sake of a pill for that. That's not healing. That's symptom suppression, right? But if you really look inward and know that you are more than enough and that you can pour over and then pour into others, you can always be of service to others because you're always in service to yourself. And that's so important. But then I have to do the same thing when it comes to the success side. I felt like a failure for so much of my life because I didn't feel like I did enough or have done enough. And I'm like, my IQ is like off the there's so many things I could say that I don't even want to go down that road, and it's a lot I can say about education that if I told somebody, they would be like, oh my God, it's so impressive. I'm like,
yeah, but there's more.
No,
there's more. There's more work to be done.
Right.
As long as you're celebrating you don't take me as someone who doesn't celebrate yourself.
I don't.
Okay.
So that's why me having this book release party, I have never had a birthday party. I have never celebrated any milestone ever in my life. Ever. It's like ever. Nothing. It's like once I reach the milestone, it's like, okay, that was a stepping stone to this next milestone, on to the next.
And not celebrating
like
yourself.
Not even a pause. Like, and maybe go out to dinner that day for the ceremony or whatever, but any of those major certifications I got, like nothing. It was just like, okay. I passed, but like I'm really smart. I really take tests well. I already knew I was gonna pass. Like I go in there so confident. Like I know. There's a Nigerian part, that confidence. Because you told me, see, she told me last time, she thought, she's like, all my Nigerian people know, they don't let.
Oh, yeah. Like, they don't.
It's, of course, you're going to find a rarity, okay? But I'm talking about the culture in general. We're confident people. We're very smart, and we're very confident.
My friend Matt, opinionated. You can't tell. Yeah, Matt. I was saying, shout out to Matt. Because he is like the first, I'd say like Nigerian who I've really like connected with and I've gotten to know. And it's like, oh, this is different. It's different. Y'all different.
You're different.
But it's such a good thing because it's like you need people like that in your life because that kind of trickles down into you. And it's like, I can be more confident. Like I can.
Not can be, should be.
I should be more confident. And now I am more confident.
Yeah.
And it's great to surround yourself with people like that because it's like you get some of that. And it's like, everything is, of course, always like, reciprocal. But at the end of the day, it's like, who do you have in your circle that really just makes you feel like you're unstoppable and you can do anything?
It should be everybody.
It should be everybody.
Or they get the hell out.
It should be everybody.
Get out the circle.
Like now that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's okay. People just fall by the wayside and it just happens naturally, which I'm grateful for. And then you end up surrounding yourself with people and it's like, dang, where you been? Like, but I'm grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. And it's changed my life, my perspective. Like I said, I didn't used to have no confidence.
Which is, y'all, she's a 10.
Listen.
She's a 20 out of 10. So it's like crazy for her to even, it broke my heart that she even wasted an hour or a minute of any part of her life feeling how she felt about herself because it's so undeserving. And it always, I think that's like geometry. I don't know if you took geometry in school, you had like theorems and postulates. You always start off with a given statement. Mm-hmm. And the given statement is like, hello, given. That's the given statement. Okay. So now we can build on the theorem from there. So that's how my mind is set up. And so when people talk, they don't have the given statement. I'm like, that
doesn't make sense.
That's the automatic starting point. Given a hello. Yeah. So I say that with love and joke and jest.
I receive it. I receive it with love. Cause y'all, when I tell y'all, I couldn't even talk. I was just. But I'm grateful to have gotten here because my younger self is like, ooh, it's lit. Like, this has always been in you. But you just you chose not to know it or see it or believe it. So
I think we touched on, without getting like too emotional, like you mimic what you saw maybe within your household, and that was poured into you. I'm sure not purposefully.
Yeah.
Not purposefully, but you kind of end up mimicking things you saw, and then you were just hypercritical of yourself.
Hypercritical. And it's like, it's not like my mom didn't tell me I wasn't like beautiful and all these things, but it's just like, you can't make me feel that way just off of saying it. Like, it's bigger than just like
someone
words.
saying it, but they're not doing it themselves.
Yeah.
It's your mother or your aunt, or it doesn't impact the same, because you're saying the words, but your actions for yourself or your actions don't align, and then you're going to always feel that void. Yeah. So that's important. I think that's so important that you are vulnerable about that, because you'll help so many, particularly women, in that space, because that's not a space you can't thrive physically or mentally in coming from that space of lack, and just, it's a different type of lack.
It is. Because now you're seeking it outside, and it's like it'll never fulfill you and never be good enough. And it's like, you speak on your education is like where your confidence came from, and then my lack thereof was like the beauty thing. But one thing that my mom like made sure, like, and one thing that I was very, I prided myself on, was being independent. It was like, I can do it all by myself. And then I realized, it was like, you know what, that's not actually, that's trauma.
That is so true. I think I need to do a whole episode on that, because I feel like Black American women are the only race on earth where it's like a proud statement to say, I'm independent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't hear Asian women, white women, Hispanic women saying, I don't need a man, all that. It's supposed to be a family. And so like the Nigerian culture is so rooted in family, like having a marriage and then having that marriage raise productive citizens of the world. That is our culture. And so the juxtaposition of that with American culture not being that, particularly within the specifically Black American community, it is like,
it was a setup.
It's startling, because it's like, why are you proud to do? You're not supposed to do this by yourself.
Yeah.
Because a child needs both parents. You cannot I can't raise a boy child to be a man, because I am not a man. Right. And vice versa. Like, we need both. I'm not saying people can't co-parent. I'm not saying everybody got to be together and all. Right. I'm not saying all those things.
But to be present.
Yes. But we are raised because we're going to be a husband or a wife to someone one day. We're raised that way. So I've always knew I was going to be a wife, and I always knew I was going to be an amazing wife. Like,
I know that.
Anybody who gets me is so lucky. So lucky.
I know that's right. Okay.
So that's how I say I was raised, but that's how we're raised. You're raised because they always say, when your future wife or your future husband, that was always a mentality. And then American culture was not like that. It's like, you can do this by yourself, and you get on these programs. And I was like, what? Like,
you know, nobody for nothing, and, take pride in not, it's hyper independency. And I remember, I think this was around 2015, where it was like, I realized hyper independency is a trauma response. And it's like,
totally.
Oh, okay, I got some work to do.
Yes. Yeah. And then just to cover my bases, does that mean a person cannot choose outside of trauma to do something independently? Yes. If you haven't met the person and you really want to have a child, I get it. I'm not saying, I'm speaking as a collective,
right?
Where it's like a badge of honor that I'm doing for myself.
Yeah.
I don't hear any other culture or race speak like that, but Black Americans do that. And outside any of the Blacks in the diaspora, they don't speak like that. We need each other. We complement each other. We have different strengths and weaknesses that balance each other out, and we need that. So clearly we got all.
Yeah, that's a whole nother, like, we can, because it was systemic, it was a setup, it was a money play, it was a break up the Black family play, it was
all the things.
Yeah.
And that was like entrenched in today's society. And it's a cancer it's a cancer in itself. But again, that could be another show.
For sure.
I want to wrap up these questions here so we get to, you might be hungry. You might be getting hungry with all this talking we've done. Okay. Well, I'll skip that. So, from what you've seen in your community, what low or no cost practices consistently help people feel better long before they buy anything?
I'm low cost practices
or no cost.
Low cost and no cost. Tending to yourself. Like we've been talking about earlier, like you can choose. Okay. So a lot of times, and I know you can back me up on this, but a lot of times those chemical imbalances that they talk about with mental health is like a mineral deficiency. And it's like, if you would just eat a little bit better, you probably would feel better. And it's like, test that out, try it out and see what happens. But like, do it for an extended period of time.
Or get proper testing to know
exactly what it is that you're deficient in. Right. So ultimately, it's like just the no cost thing is to turn back to nature. Like for food, for whole foods, for nourishment, grounding, absorbing the sun, like staying hydrated, like all those foundational things before you spend a cent on anything else. You don't necessarily like have to have a cabinet full of supplements. Like make better decisions when it comes to how you nourish your body and hydrate your body. Because for the most part, it's like your insides is probably just a little ashy. Like you're just dehydrated. Your liver can't function properly, and it's got so much things to do every day.
All day.
You don't even want to give it no water. And it's like, so how can you really like, again, turn to like the most basics of basics? Water, rest. Oh my gosh, rest. Being mindful, check in with yourself. And nourish your body, like make sure the thing that you're consuming, whether that be food or whatever else, like be mindful of your consumption. That's for the free.
Just to piggyback just a tiny bit on my miniature soapbox. I've, in my cooking classes, I always, because it's like a 70-30 split between African-American and Caucasian attendees. And I see my Caucasian people loving the sun. And I see my African-American people running from it with umbrellas and masks and hats and the audacity with sunscreen and that poison. And I just want to just say, we're sun people.
Yes.
We need more time in the sun than our Caucasian counterparts to absorb that vitamin D so that your liver can convert it and actually create it. We actually need more vitamin D than most, so you want to make sure for testing, you should be at least 80 deciliters per deciliter. You should be at least at 80. Get tested and don't fear the sun. And then that's when this whole colorism thing comes in, because people will say, I don't want to get darker, because like, why? You still have thoughts of European beauty standards when they're doing the very things trying to be like us, and then you're trying to be like them, and it's wrecking your health. I would just encourage you to get in the sun, because
put the umbrella down in summertime. Why are you walking around with an umbrella?
Why do you have sunscreen?
Yeah, listen.
Why are you doing that? And embrace the melanin that you're able to do, because so many people wish they had it, because it's a protection. It's a natural protection. So that's a whole show. And if you actually look on my channel, I have a couple of episodes where I've spoken about that specifically. And my former teacher, Lalila Africa, has gone into great detail about melanin and its protective power. So you should really do some research if you're not aware of that, because if you're just raised to fear the sun, the sun is the only reason why this earth is existing.
Right.
While you have food, why you can do anything, is because of the sun. We are sun people. Do not fear the sun. There's a lot of, it's not even misinformation, it's disinformation, which I learned the difference between misinformation and disinformation was purposefully wrong information, and misinformation is when it's by accident.
Okay.
So it's a lot of that out there. So the misinformation and disinformation, aka lies, they're out there about sun exposure, particularly for our melanated brethren. So
I remember I heard Dr. Africa say you eat the sun. And I'm like, I'm here for it. Tell me more.
Yes.
And I was someone who would stay out the sun. Just eat growing up. I love you, Mom, so much. I didn't know Mom had me using bleaching cream. And I'm trying to figure out, why am I getting light spots and, all these things and whatnot.
Oh, God.
But it's like, after a while, I remember one of my friends, she was like looking and she's like, what are you using? And I'm like, oh, it's just some face cream. And it was like called Esoteric or something like that. And she was like, this is bleaching cream. And I was like, it's really just to fade, dark spots. But it's like, okay, so why are you using it on your chest and your face and your neck and your elbows and everything? Because when I was younger and I was overweight, I'd have this ring around my neck and there's some like resonance of it. But this is when it started. So now I'm using that. And then she's just like, well, just, carry it up to your face. So now and from 6th grade up until like end of high school, I'm using this daily. And there's other things out there like Ambi and all this other stuff. And it's like, sure, they might have like a smaller amount in it, but it's still, they'll say a fade cream. It's bleaching cream, like, to be totally honest. So like I said, 2015, when I went on this whole spiritual awakening and I was like, I love myself. I cut all my hair off. I started rocking the Ankh and the dashiki. And I went out in the sun and I sunbathed for the first time. And now it's like, summer is my favorite season because let me see how dark I can get.
Yeah.
And let me get some tan lines.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel so good after being in it. But again, I don't blame my mom because that's how she was taught. But after a while, it's like, okay, I can't, again, this victim thing, I'm going to let that go. I understand that's what it was, but this is what it is now. And I don't subscribe to that way of thinking no more. So I've never been this color before.
I'm so,
I love it.
There are 2 points to say that, because I used to have it and there's a name for it. So because it's not the science part of the show, I won't go into it. But when you have the dark ring around your neck, that is from severe insulin resistance or diabetes. That's one of the ways it shows up on Black people. You'll see it behind the thighs and knees. The inner thighs get dark, and then the strap around your neck, particularly in the back, is almost like a velvety type of skin texture. Mm-hmm. So putting bleaching cream on that does not get away the root cause, which is the insulin resistance. Right. So that's number one. Number two, even in Nigeria and lots of places throughout West Africa, the Western influence. And so there are a lot of women that take bleaching cream to the next level. And so you look at those knuckles, they Black. And then everything else is, the Michael Jackson effect.
Right.
So it's like,
it makes
because
sense.
they start to hate this, they're starting to chase this British concept of, and it's so disheartening. Again, that could be a whole show about colorism and its effects and all that. But love who you are naturally, because you are designed perfectly. And like I say, you made it to that rough terrain to even be earthbound. And if you understand, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look up, even on YouTube now, the journey, the very arduous journey that sperm go through to meet that egg, and then what the egg does to develop into a fetus to actually be born here, all the things that you have navigated, all the things you've already won to be here. If people were really aware of that, I think they would see their time here on this earth in a better light and want to do more with it, because you're not an accident. You were not an accident to be here. So
that's beautiful.
And I'm glad you shared that. I haven't met someone in years that's actually, because you only see those bleach and the ambies and stuff in Black stores.
That's it.
Even in the West African markets I go to, they always have a little section for that. And it just drives me crazy. I'll see a white Jesus and some ambi cream, and I want to just, burn it. But that's a whole other conversation.
Come on now. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Next time.
All right. We only have a couple more questions. Get to it. All right. If someone sits down this weekend to do a quick wellness spending audit, what do you want them to look for, and what changes do you hope they'll make?
Look for the things in your cabinet that isn't going to expire until like next year. You probably shouldn't have it. Like if it has like some sort of like extended, and I mean like junk food.
I would say if herbs.
Yeah, because I got plenty of herbs that I had since I moved to Charlotte. But junk food, let's just speak on that. So like, yeah, like your Oreos and your Because first of all, just because it says it's vegan does not, again,
oils are one of those things that are like accidentally vegan.
You know, but the cream isn't even real. It's like, it's plastic. It's something. I saw something.
Hydrogenated oils.
It's like, it's
trans fat.
But yeah, check for go through your cabinets, and anything that you know just is not serving you or it's not helping your body, just toss it. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
shoe fly.
That's the easiest way to start. That's how I started. My mom did a 30-day no meat challenge, and she inspired me to like do it. So when people ask like, how long have you been, you know, plant-based or plant-based vegan or whatever, it started off as a 30-day challenge. It's just been almost 5 years. Like, and it was because I like how I felt. I really like how my cycle was. I like how my skin was looking. I like how my eyes look. It was like, I'm just going to keep this going, and I'm gonna just let it ride. And the first thing I did was, toss everything that doesn't serve you, that doesn't serve your health and wellness. So that's the easiest place to start. And for me, it's like I used to love like pineapple Fantas and just drinking soda all the time. And then now it's like I might get an Olipop every now and then, but overall, it's like I'm cool with just drinking water and tea.
I love drinking water.
Like, at the end of the day, like, have you had hibiscus? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have my like herbs that I love to like go to, but it's like I don't need all that other stuff. So ultimately, look through the things that you do have, figure out what you can substitute, and learn. Like, always be open to being a student and doing your research, and you know, having people like the beautiful Naija Goddess, you know, on your timeline so you can learn some things, because I'm still tripping about the food allergy thing. Because I'm like, I know I got some food allergies that's not hitting me until 3 months later. But either way, it's like, surround yourself with true nourishment and consume that.
Nourishment. Yes. That's one of my favorite words. Okay. Looking ahead, how would you like the wellness to look for everyday people who do not have a lot of time or money but are tired of not feeling well?
To know that there are spaces and environments that's created specifically for you to just have access to like to learn more about your health. Like the Melanated Wholistic Wellness Fair happening on June 13th at Johnson C. Smith University next year. But yeah, like making sure that you're doing your due diligence, you're seeking out spaces that, you know, it could be fun, you can have a good time, but what is it really about? Like, what's the goal? And making sure that you're just intentional about like finding these spaces that where the goal is rooted in health and wellness. And even if you can't find them like on a physical sense, like outside, you know, in these streets, online, it's just a world of information and people online who look like you that you can learn from. So yeah, it just know you always have like access. That's key.
If you could help every listener make just one informed choice this week, what would it be?
Like we were talking about earlier, and this is what I said last time, is be kind to yourself. Like, give yourself more grace. Like, make that one choice, because that is just a trickle down effect to like literally changing your life. Like, to just be kinder, just speak nicer. You know, those negative thoughts, when they come in, sometimes I'll say cancel out loud. Like, if I know like this thought isn't like of my own, or if it has no purpose and it doesn't serve me and it's just flat out negative, I cancel it. And then I'll think about something else, like more positive. So positive self-talk is literally going to change your life, and it's going to shift the people around you and shift the environments that you find yourself in just by doing that one thing. You're going to want to treat yourself
better. Tell them
better.
how you were able to do that to yourself, like the process of you doing that.
I started with mirror affirmations. So I would like look in the mirror and I would speak kind to me. I would just be like, hey, Renee, girl, you look so good today. Like, you're so smart. You're so amazing. You're so beautiful. You can do anything. And just keep going from there. And it was funny because when I did it at first, I was like, I don't know about this. And you just feel a little silly. But over time, it was like, it's so empowering. It changed my confidence, and it changed the way I speak to people. because you live life from the inside out. So it's like, if you're a negative person and you typically have negative things to say about people, you're probably just doing it to yourself. And I know I've been checked a few times about being so critical about outside things because I used to be so hypercritical with myself. So now it's just like, just be mindful of that much, and everything else around you changes.
How long did that take for you to make that shift, for it to really
a season
set in that it's the truth?
Yeah, a season. Because I remember it was like that whole summer. And this was not that long ago. This was like after COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I sat with myself, and I was also around people who didn't feel like they were beautiful. And I was like, I don't want to experience, like, I don't want.
So your close circle also had low self-esteem.
Like, I remember I asked one of my friends, I was like, well, you don't think, and she's beautiful. I was like, you don't think you're beautiful? And I said, she starts crying. And I'm like, I had no idea. And it's like, you know what? I have to do my work. I have to do work too. So it's like the same advice I gave her, I gave myself, because I heard it before and I can't remember where I heard it. But from there onward, it was like, I'm telling myself every single day, I'm beautiful, and just praising myself, and then see what happens. And everything just shifted. And I still have my moments where, I have my moments where I'm feeling like, I have like my insecure moments, but they're literally just moments, because then I have to talk myself out, and it's like, hold up, where's this really coming from? And it's never from like anything that matters.
So you're checking yourself.
Oh yeah, real quick.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's why I like being around people who like to check me, because I check me, please. Yeah, because I'm gonna do the same. But yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So before we go to our cooking summit, please tell the audience how they can find you, where, your handles, anything you have to promote.
Okay, so you can find your girl on Instagram. My personal Instagram is Renee Alexandria with 2 X's. The Melanated Wholistic Wellness Foundation, our page is TMWW Fair. So the Melanated Wholistic Wellness Fair. And our website is tmwwf.org. So be on the lookout for all of our upcoming events for 2026, because it is a full itinerary, okay? And our bigger biannual event will be on June 13th, 2026. And then the fall, which will actually be our 4th annual fall edition, will be October, November. We haven't dropped the date yet, but yeah, I hope y'all can make it out.
Links are below in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to get to our featured recipe for today.
Okay.
All right. Well, welcome back to our cooking segment. I'm very excited about today's recipe because the key sauce in it, which is going to be the Spirulina hemp pesto, is featured in my book, Nourished by Naija, linked below if you're interested. And that will actually transition us to our herbal spotlight of today, which is spirulina. It's a blue-green algae. And this thing is one of the most nutrient-packed substances on the planet. One of the reasons why I really love it, this is what the fish eat to get the omega-3s that people feel like they need to get the fish oils and stuff for. So there's that part. And for pound, about 70% of its weight is protein. And that includes all 9 essential amino acids. So if you compare that to cow or beef at 22% protein, this is about 70% protein in itself. Then it has a very high concentration of B vitamins. And this 2 tablespoons right here has about how many milligrams? About 8 milligrams of iron in it, which is about 45% of your RDA. So it is a powerhouse of micronutrients, trace minerals, because it's got magnesium, manganese, and copper. It's awesome. So you have your essential fatty acids there, you got the protein, you have your energy stores. So this is the fuel for our mitochondria. And as I've mentioned before, mitochondria are the powerhouses that power our cells so that we actually have energy to sustain ourselves and live. And this is a great fuel for that. So this is a great way to, instead of taking supplements, to just enhance in your dishes with something that's super nutritious like this, so you can thwart any kind of nutritional deficiencies if you're doing it on a regular basis. So that's why this is featured in our hemp sauce. So everything we make is medicinal. So it's going to taste delicious because it's pesto, if you like pesto, but we're going to boost up the nutrition because we're going to have this as our superfood here, and with some spinach I'm going to add to it as well, and hemp seeds.
Wow.
So you have all the omega-3 fatty acids, the precursors that go into the EPA, DHA forms. And then we have our beautiful basil, and I've done a segment on that before. We have lemon, nutritional yeast. So it's filled with B vitamins, filled with your trace and minerals, filled with protein, and the healthy fats. And so it's just excellent. So take a look. Make sure you get good quality spirulina that's been third-party tested to make sure it doesn't have any heavy metals in it or any kind of like pesticide, all that kind of stuff. No residues. So, and it'll say it clearly on the container. That's the powder form. I actually prefer to get the raw spirulina. And if you go to your upper end health stores, they'll sell it usually frozen. And then you can cook with it like you do spinach and add it into like a seaweed salad or something like that. And then you're getting all those nutrients because, anytime we process something, you do lose a little bit of nutrition. So there's two ways you can get it that's relatively easily accessible. You can also buy it online if your local health food store does not carry it. But spirulina should be your friend. Partner with chlorella. It's like all the things you need. Okay.
I don't know why I stayed away from spirulina because of the sodium. And it's just like disinformation.
Literally disinformation. That's correct. And
that's crazy.
Sodium is one of my soapboxes because unless you have certain medical conditions like with your kidneys and whatnot, it's not about the sodium. Sodium is never everything works in balance in your body. So sodium and potassium kind of go hand to hand. So the recommend if you go on, which is the bare minimum, that's like saying my house was built to code. Okay, bare minimum. If you say that you have a 4-to-1 ratio of potassium to sodium, that's good. But if you're on the functional medicine side, the naturopathic side, we're going to say a 10-to-1 ratio. So if you have enough potassium, you can have the sodium. And this is natural sodium, you know what to do. Sodium is what runs our bodies because we're electrical beings. And that's electricity. That's literally the electricity that our bodies need. So again, it's not just adding a whole bunch of table salt to something that's like fried chicken and you're not eating anything green and you have no potassium. That's so not it. This is so rich, so nutritious. So
wow. I'm so glad I'm here.
So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to move this out the way for just a sec. We're going to blend up our pesto. And I have my beautiful sous chef here to assist. And thank God she loves pesto.
I love pesto. Like, like I used to go crazy for pesto before I went fully plant-based because I found out there's anchovies in it.
And cheese. Parmesan.
Oh, yeah, and cheese.
All the things. All the things.
Yes, give me a good pesto flavor.
So just to bump up the nutrition more and it doesn't adjust the taste, I have here 6 ounces of just some chopped spinach, organic, of course. You technically could do frozen, but it's a texture thing. So, of course, I just spilled some.
Smells so good.
That basil
already.
thinking. And before I add the basil, because I don't want things to get too high in here, I'm going to just pulse it a bit just to get it situated. There we go. The question I always get when I use the food processor, can I do this in a blender? Technically, yes. The texture will be different.
Okay.
If you're going to make wholesome foods at home, invest in the few things that you need to make your life easier. And a quality food processor is something that you can always use.
See, I'm one of those. I'm like, I can just put it in the blender and it's like, you know what? I mean, if it's not similar, it's not. Like, even watching it, it's like, it's not the same. And I'm going to have to get a food processor this weekend now.
It's an investment that will pay you back dividends. Okay. All right. So now I've added the basil. Now that was 6 ounces of basil. And I'm going to just pulse that. So when we add our other ingredients. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So now it's time for the layer. I'm going to add in our hemp seeds, which is one of our protein sources for this dish. Because it's a spirulina hemp pesto. Going to add in our spirulina. This is 2 tablespoons of good quality spirulina. Going to add in I forgot the. We're going to add in, this is 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, because traditional pesto has Parmesan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add in a couple garlic cloves. And I'm going to add in some lemon rind, only because I could not find my my zester to zest the lemon. So I'm going to just add that in somewhere in this house. And then that's from 3 lemons. Here is the juice of 3 lemons. That I'm going to start with half of that. And also by adding this, not only for the flavor, but all the iron that we have here from the spinach, the spirulina, and whatnot, vitamin C helps it more absorbable to your body.
Okay.
So again, it's always that medicine part. And then if we were to make an indulgent version, which I was planning on doing today, in addition to the nutritional use, I'll also add in some non-dairy Parmesan. So, Devon, do you mind going to the refrigerator in the garage and getting out the little tub of vegan Parmesan? Okay.
Beautiful.
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 It is so beautiful. I'm just going to scrape down the side a bit.
Oh, man. I can't wait.
The last thing we'll do is pour in the olive oil, and then we'll adjust for seasoning. Thank you. The door's still open. Now, this is the holidays, so my normal way would just be just that. But if I'm just going to pump up the flavor a little bit,
gotta be a little extra.
This is part of that indulgent part. Maybe 20%. Yeah, because I don't have nails. Thank you. I do not wear nails. Or I don't grow mine now, I should say.
Yeah.
On my cello playing days.
It's
just stuff.
the whole thing.
Why not?
I'm here for it.
Like,
I can't wait.
I was one of the people pre-vegan in Olive Garden, and they would say, well, say when.
Just keep going.
Mouth was shut.
Right. Y'all gonna spot before me, so.
Mouth was shut. All right, so I'm gonna post that, incorporate that.
I see the importance of a food processor now. I've been made into a believer.
Oh yeah, a
blender could never.
It can never. And if I had to choose between a processor and a blender, I would use this every day.
Even for smoothies?
Yeah, because you can still technically do a smoothie in here.
If that'd be more like an acai bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can fill liquids up to like a third of the way, so you could technically do that. It's not ideal, but here you can make nut butters in it very easily. So very versatile.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're gonna do is drizzle in some high quality olive oil. It'll equal about 1/3 of a cup because of the quantity we have here. If it was about less than that, it would be like 1/4 cup.
Okay.
All right. You see it coming together?
Smells divine. Beautiful.
That's the beautiful iris green color. So now I'm just going to taste for seasoning, see if we need to add any salt.
That's it.
Just a touch. So I have my fancy bougie salt my husband got me.
I was wondering what that was. Come on, bougie, course.
Sea salt with citrus infused.
Oh, nice.
He knows I like stuff like that. I don't ask him for Birkin bags and things. I ask for
high quality
seasonings.
I love it.
I don't ask him much. I will honestly just add another juice of lemon. So we add the salt last. When you add citrus, any kind of citrus, it's always going to make you add less salt.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm learning so much.
That's it. That like a quarter pinch more. And that's only because I'm just being extra with it. Yeah, that's it. All right. All right, and we're done. And it's all raw, y'all. It's all raw. Because right here, if you follow your Nourished by Naija method and you've done your weekly meal prep, one of the things we do, you always want to have some kind of grain ready. This is our high protein pasta. So just one serving is 21 grams of protein and 9 grams of fiber.
Oh, wow.
And this is something you can freeze, put this in freeze. So you always have like brown rice, wild rice, a pasta already ready to go. And so you throw in the pot, you're just putting this over just to warm it through.
Right.
So it still stays away. And this is just 1 pound of pasta. Loosen this up. And now you're going to see this beautiful green concoction. Are you ready, Renee?
I'm so ready. I'm over here like salivating it.
Well, prayerfully, she will love it. We're about to see
the color
when we
is so
do the
rich.
taste test. Yeah, that color is everything. And that's thanks to our friend Spirulina.
It's like teal almost.
Yeah, that's that blue-green algae that you can really see more of the blue kind of coming through, right? Look at that. So you got all those veggies in this sauce, all the protein, and our carb source are this bean pasta here, made with lupini beans, which is actually higher in protein than soybeans.
The pasta is?
Yeah.
Maybe it's okay.
Yep. And you can find it in Walmart now.
Oh, I know that's right.
So you don't have to go to all the bougie, fancy places. I go everywhere.
Yeah. Because you never know what you're going to find.
You never know. And especially when I'm doing classes or whatnot, people shop here, shop there. So I always go around to see. Well, I said, well, hey, I was in Audit and I saw this, and I was at Lidl and I saw this, and everyone assumes, well, you must only shop at Whole Foods and Sprouts. I'm like,
no, we don't discriminate over here.
I don't discriminate. I go where it's needed. So I chose like a rotini or a fusilli type of shape because I have always found that the pesto just clings better in those ridges and just really gets all up in there.
See, that's what I like.
Okay. Now, what you could do, if you like it looser, you can add like maybe an 1/8 cup of water. Or if you like it thick.
All right, we think over here.
You like things a little thick. I'm giving Renee her plate. Oh, I thought I'd take it out. Oh, I took it out. And we're going to do a live taste test and see what she thinks. Because
it smells is good.
This is a different type of pesto. It's not your traditional. It's not your traditional pesto. Oh, I did all that. Did I get you a fork? I only have a tasting spoon for you.
I mean, we can make the tasting spoon work.
Okay. I'll go and get you a fork afterward.
Oops. Thank you.
I thought I had that up here. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Okay. Here we go.
Thank you.
Let's see what she thinks.
The smell. Oh, it just keeps building. Oh, man. Yeah, I might need a fork because I want it.
I'm going to get you a fork for sure.
Oh, that's so good. I can't wait to make this at home with my new food processor.
With your new food?
Okay. Hold on, get on there.
I'm going to definitely get you the part.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm sorry I missed that. That was an oversight on my part.
Okay, I apologize. It's mixed up. It's mixed up for it.
Mix up for it. Well, I got you a to-go container.
Oh, yum.
As a lovely parting gift for agreeing to do the podcast today. Well, as you're eating, we know let's end with a rapid fire so people can just get to know you a little bit better. Okay. So it's the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's the first thing you cut when your wellness budget feels too high?
Hey, what's the first thing I cut with my wellness budget? Plant-based milks. I just make my own.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The one wellness habit you refuse to skip no matter what?
My herbal teas.
Herbal tea. Okay. Favorite way to move your body that costs nothing?
I have a weighted hula hoop. Oh wait, that does cost something. Walking.
Yeah. Okay.
Walking. Dancing.
One wellness trend you wish would disappear?
A wellness trend I wish would disappear. Oh, detox kits. That's laxatives. It's laxatives.
Most of those ones out there are
laxatives.
Yeah. Okay. Book, podcast, or show that most changed how you think about health outside of the Informed Choice podcast.
Okay. First and foremost, Medical Apartheid. That book totally changed my mind, my eyes, everything health related. Like, it just makes me want to just advocate so much more for my own personal health. Just, y'all, that book it's not no joke. It's no joke. If you read it, then you know, and if you haven't, prepare yourself.
As my husband said, it's nonfiction.
Okay? Because listen, that's a heavy book.
It's heavy.
So it is.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I haven't started, and it's like you get angry, and then I have to take a break.
I've taken so many breaks on that book. Like, I still have not finished it, but it's like I'm getting through it little by little. But it is one of those books that's like, protect yourself, advocate for yourself, speak up when things don't feel right, because don't allow anybody to just experiment on you.
We've had enough of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Coffee, tea, or herbal infusions to start your day?
Tea.
Yes. If you were not doing wellness and marketing, what would you be doing?
Acting.
Oh, okay. And I can see that.
Yeah, big drama club.
Okay, yeah. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Okay. A song that instantly makes you feel like everything is possible.
A song that makes me feel like everything is possible.
Like instantly when you hear it. Like
Beautiful by Indie Ivory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, when people think of you 10 years from now, what do you hope they will say help them do or become?
I really want to be like my events they remember 10 years from now. I could be the person behind the events they remember, but ultimately it's like this event that's still going on has changed my life, the lives of my loved ones, and generations to come. So, all in the name of health and wellness.
So. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I'm truly grateful. I know you have helped out many listeners and viewers listening to the podcast today. And until next week, guys, for our next episode, remember to heal naturally, live vibrantly.